Do you have something inspiring to say? Have you always known that your voice can contribute to the world? Is now the time? Yes, now is the time. The world is waiting for you. Welcome to the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. Today, we have an inspiring guest who is ready to share their voice with the world. Now, on to the show.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today here on the Open Mic Spotlight Show. We do have another inspiring guest today. We have Lucia Gabriela, who is going to be speaking with us all about exploring the art of conscious relating and creating fulfilling lifetimes relationships. So before we jump into the show, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Lucia. She is a relationship and integrative sexuality coach and conscious sexual healing facilitator. My tongue's having a hard time jumping around all that. Lucia is going to be sharing how to explore the art of conscious relating and creating a fulfilling lifetimes relationship. Lucia helps individuals and couples to master their sensuality, sexuality, and relationships with themselves and others. Her passion is to create a safe and sacred space for women and men to deeply explore many aspects of themselves, purge emotional and sexual traumas that are holding them back from manifesting what they desire, heal their inner child, embrace their shadows, connect with their higher self, reconnect with their own body's wisdom, align with their true essence, live their higher potential, and master their sexual life in all realms. Wow, that is a lot. That's amazing. She specializes and works with individuals whose journey is to free themselves from emotional and sexual trauma and helps them to reclaim their creative power, body, voice, sensuality, and sexuality. This is absolutely a phenomenal topic. I'm excited to start this today. Welcome so much to the show, Lucia. We're so happy to have you here.
Great morning. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this show.
You're so welcome. I know it's early morning for some people and for yourself, but we're so excited to have you, and I can't wait to see what we uncovered today. So I know this is your first time to the platform, but, feel free to jump in with anything you'd like to share with our listeners. And if you're listening live and you'd like to join us in the chat room, you can be asking us questions right in there. So you can just come over to inspiredchoicesnetwork.com and click on the chat room button on the menu bar and come on in and play with us. We have so much fun in there. Or you're welcome to call in and ask us some questions directly. The phone number in the U.S. is 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. So where shall we begin, Lucia? What is popping for you that you'd like to start sharing with all the listeners?
Thank you. Yes. Yes. First of all, it's such an amazing, joyful morning to be in your show, like feeling your energy, your gratitude, and your laugh. It has been a delicious breakfast to me. And I will invite all the listeners to tap into the energy and just feed themselves with that and carry that energy of laughter and joy and bliss through the whole day. And I invite you also to open up a part of yourself that may be curious about tapping into the art of conscious relating. And if you have questions, I will be grateful and joyful to answer as much as I can. So where do we start is this has been an amazing journey in my life to tap into the art of conscious relating for the past, I would say, over 10 years, almost a decade, and which inspired me to create a summit that is called the Conscious Relationship Uncoupling and Parenting Summit. And Christine is one of our speakers there. It's a beautiful, and I'm so honored and thank you for the opportunity of sharing with your community this passion of mine, because it took me a while to really master, embody, and I'm still embodying, still mastering, it never ends. But being more conscious when I'm relating with others, making my life more blissful, joyful, and also my intimate life is more delicious now. So it has been an interesting journey that I have lived it, and also I learned so much in the summit from all those speakers that they also have lived through it and integrated in their life. So I'm coming here in your space and in your awareness to all of you who are listening that we are living times where there's so much emotions arising and so many triggers happening, and we can feel all these polarities and diversities and all this kind of like mini chaos, right, in our society and our personal life. And I invite you to tap into that. There is beyond hope. There are people out there who we are bringing together resources for you guys to live the life that you truly desire. And this show itself, like every morning, you guys are listening and providing the speakers, providing tips and tools for you to actually put in practice. So if something resonates with you during this time that we spend together, great. Please use it as much as you can. Practice it. Practice makes you a master. And whatever doesn't resonate, just let it go and, trash it out and do whatever you want to do with it.
So, Lucia, how long have you been in this body of work, in the relationship, the sexual healing?
In the realms of transformation and alchemy, I have been for the past 22 years, exploring in a very not professional way this realm of conscious relationship and relationship with self and sexuality for the past, I would say, 10, 12 years, like a little bit over that. And professionally, when I actually gave myself permission to get out of my own way, and after all my experiments and after all my explorations and helping people without getting paid in so many different ways, right?
Oh, you too?
Yes, me too. So I was helping and I was coaching and I was doing the work without, getting paid. So we say that that's a hobby, right?
Yeah. First, we all start as a hobby, and then when we start to value our own body of work, then we allow other people to value it as well.
Yeah. So yes, and after knowing that, actually embodying your value, like you said, it has been for the past 4 years and a half that I've been like really coming more into this realm, and especially with sexuality and sexual healing literally has been for the past 2 years and a half, because I working with relationships and dating and couples and I just maybe advice for those areas of relationship is great and it feels safe. But once you come to the realms of sexuality and sexual healing and conscious sexual healing, there's another layer of preparation of your inner stuff that needs to happen, where I had to purge so much of my own limited beliefs around sexuality and my shame, and also my fears of coming up to the public and say, yes, I do, practice tantra, I do practice conscious sexuality, I do practice sexual healing. So saying yes to myself, to the integrity or the authenticity of who I am, it has been a purging process, and I can say that for the past 2 years, I've been embodying more of it and coming with a strong voice in my community.
Good
so,
for you. Well, even you being willing to step forward and really speak what's true for you. In your body of work, in what you bring to the world and what you contribute to others, I mean, I am absolutely positive that has added to your own personal life, your own personal relationships, and your own personal sexuality. Because when we're coming from that place of being true, it begins to resonate into and permeate all layers and areas of our life.
Yes, yes, I believe in the aspect of integrating. I have the wisdom. I have had the wisdom of tantra and sacred sexuality for the past 22 years, but actually integrating it in my life took a long time.
Right.
So I always invite people that wisdom, intelligence is great, but what brings you into be more powerful within yourself and come out of the shell of not being authentic is the practice and the commitment each day to align with the integrity and integration of what you are and who you are and what are you here for. What is your purpose in life? So yes, I've been integrating all this energy of sexuality and sensuality and conscious relationship. So yes, you have to integrate it.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. So what was it that had you step into this area of body of work? Because I'm sure, like all of us, you've taken many different trainings, modalities. What was it that actually was the catalyst for you? I love the giggle. I love the giggle at the beginning of that.
Well, that is that 22 years reason of. It started. I'm gonna make it quick and short. It started with my self-healing from cancer by recognizing that I created that reality and my emotional reality of creating that illness. And I took responsibility on that, and that will led me to live in an integrative way of what is available to me in the universe to create the life that I desire, and brought me to all these beautiful learnings and tools and trainings and blah blah blah. Right. And the biggest part of relationship and sexuality actually had been my marriage or my divorce, and having this beautiful daughter who is 9 years old, and I grew up in an abusive environment home where abuse, emotional abuse was there all the time, and also physical abuse, but not for myself, but for my brother and other members in the family, even my mother. So I swear to never marry somebody who is going to be this abusive. And something happened in my life and my attraction, right? I attracted an individual in my life that actually was, I wouldn't say he was the abuser. I would say like we both co-created this abusive relationship, because even though that I knew the wisdom of tantra and sacred sexuality and all that, it was not integrated in my being. That's why I'm such a believer that if you don't integrate it, you're wasting your time, energy, money, and resources. So you must integrate what you learn every day in your life. So that lack of integration actually led me to attract an individual in my life that gave me the gift of knowing that I needed to integrate everything that I had been experiencing and learning in my life. So that opportunity of him showing up in my life and co-creating an abusive, toxic relationship with me led me to realize that my daughter at 3 years old, she was actually living the same life that I was living when I was younger. And when that happened, I knew that she was at the age where when I was 5, I made my decision in my life that I was becoming a suicidal girl for 10 years. So that's why I said, I created my reality of creating my cancer. So I woke up one day and I was like, I cannot do this. My daughter, she's my mentor, my master. She's my inspiration to the creation of everything I do. So when I saw that I was literally living the same path of abuse in my relationship as my parents did, I took the decision to separate, to break up, because I could not continue this. So that's in a nutshell. And it has been an incredible journey. It has been an incredible journey of separation, divorce, and I know that you work with divorce with dignity, and it has been a very interesting journey to create a life from a place of consciousness and dignity, but mostly create a life from a place of self-love. And that's
I really love that.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like the core of living a conscious relationship with yourself. First, it's self-love and having that integrity with your values, your boundaries. What are you? Who are you? That love, that self-love is the core of everything that we're going to be talking about.
I just love that. Wow, it's I love to learn what it is that was the catalyst for people. What was the thing that had them pursue at every cost what they knew they needed to be sharing in the world? And it's always a very personal, vulnerable, moving story, and I appreciate you sharing that with all of us, Luciana. Thank you so much. And how special is this going to be for your daughter as she moves forward in her life? Like, it's truly a gift that you're giving her and all of your clients. So well done, my friend. So we are at our first break. We are going to have a quick little break, and when we get back, we're going to speak more with Lucia. We're going to hear more about everything that she's bringing into the world and how we can actually explore the art of conscious relating. So please stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back shortly after this little break. Thank you so much.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with us today. We have a fabulous guest, and we are talking with Lucia Gabriela about exploring the art of conscious relating. So, Lucia, before we went to break, you were sharing with all our listeners what the catalyst was for you to begin down this journey, and you've been doing this for more than 20 years. You definitely are an expert. You're a woman who has had a life and knows all about relationships. And now you're working with clients, and that's phenomenal. So what I would love to know is, what is the very first thing that you would invite a client into when they begin to work with you about creating the art of conscious relating?
That's a beautiful question. Thank you for asking. Yes, where do we start, right? Like, what's the first step? And in my experience, where we start is in our body. We have access to infinite wisdom now with technology. We have access to incredible tools and incredible mentors online and all over the world. But if we are not in our body, if we're not integrating that wisdom in our body, if we're not honoring our body, accepting our body, letting go of the shame and the fears, and letting go of all that is holding back a physical being, it's going to be very hard for any individual to gain more wisdom that comes from their inner wisdom, or to adapt any wisdom that comes from somebody else and integrate it in the body and practice it with it and play with it and make it their own. So for me, it's like getting in your body, getting into tuning in your breath, getting into know your body in its fullness, recognizing every single part of you, feeling your toes, feeling your butt, feeling your your sexual organs, your vagina, your penis, whatever you have, right?
Whatever you got,
your belly, whatever you got, right? Because when you get into the realm of sexuality, it is so fascinating to see what is available there sexually and normally, that it has not been even put into awareness. It's like, whoa, fascinating. But anyway, getting back into the body is just, I believe, is the place, because to me the body is the portal of integration of inner and outer universes and the inner and outer wisdom. Our body is the point of attention of source, right? Like a source can recognize that we are here making our life purpose and exploring our life because we have a body, and the body is represented in this realm is represented in a physical form. So it is just recognizing that we're physical right now because we are and we must be physical, and we must love this physical body of ours, all of it, and our pleasure that comes from exploring our body and just loving and making love to ourselves, not in the sexual physical friction form, but like eating a delicious grape and making love to the grape, like knowing that the juice comes inside of your throat and goes into your belly and goes into your intestines. Yeah,
Lucia,
that's what
we don't have video on the radio. Obviously, it's a radio show, and I haven't done this for probably 6 months. I have sitting in front of me a bowl of grapes. How did you know that?
I'm just tapping into whatever is available right now in front of us. It's like I'm just feeling delicious right now, and grapes just came up. So.
Well, I'll let you know how delicious they are when we're done the show. It's so funny when it seems crazy to me that you and so many people out there, so many leaders and teachers and coaches and amazing individuals have to actually remind human beings that you have a body. and you actually need to get into your body. So many of us are leading our lives and trying to create relationships from our heads and excluding the body, and wonder why there's such a disconnect in that. And yet when we touch one another, and when we hug one another, and when we kiss one another, and when we just reach out with our hand to another, what that creates is absolute magic. And yet we keep trying to create it from our heads, which is so I'm so glad that you started there. That's phenomenal. And
it's eating great. Yes. Our body is I believe our body is a portal to recognize the power that we are, the powerful beings and the power that we have. We think that the body is something outside of ourselves. And this is something that I learned through healing my own cancer, was that I needed to get deep into my body and listen to my body. That's why when we talk about creating conscious relationship, start with our body, because how are you relating with your body? how are you talking to your organs? How are you talking to your genitals? How are you talking to your liver? How are you talking to your kidneys? How are you talking to your lungs? How are you relating with it? Right? So if I am not relating in an orgasmic, delicious, beautiful way, how can I even think about relating with somebody outside of myself in a way that I have not fulfilled within myself? I must fulfill this relationship within me before I invite others. And now I'm not saying look for somebody else to meet those needs. I'm not saying to search for somebody that meet those needs. I'm saying how can I integrate this self-love and this loving my body and having this conscious relationship with my body so I can invite someone in my field and welcome that person into my life who is going to align with the relationship I have with my body and honor myself there and have that relationship and that boundaries and that integrity. And that's the next step that we can go to.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fabulous. Again, it's very simple what you're saying, and yet critical that there's such a disconnect if we haven't related to our body and our body parts, and we're not in communion with them. Creating communion with someone else's body, who likely is not in communion with theirs, can create a lot of chaos.
Yes, and the beautiful about you being in your power, meaning you being in recognition of that alignment of connection and communication with your body. When you are in that alignment, you become a source of inspiration for others to step into their game of loving themselves. That's why, like, when we talk about conscious relationship with another human being, we come to my partner in my path of exploring conscious relating and start mastering it. I would say that it has allowed me to feel my body and listen to my body, what my body is saying. So when something is out of integrity or something is not right in my body, or it's like my boundaries are being pushed, or my physical boundaries, my sexual boundaries are being pushed, or something my partner wants out of his desires and needs without fulfilling his, I can tap into that. So my communication with my partner are not shallow. They're very deep because I can feel my body talking, and also I can feel, as an empath, I can feel my partner's body talking. And if I am not communicating at that energy, at that level, deep, we have deep conversations, and we process conscious communication in a very beautiful way, not just mentally, but energetically. And he had to feel his body. He must be in alignment with his own truth to communicate with me, which create a beautiful way to resolve conflict. And that's where, if somebody have an issue with relationship, the conflict is like I tap into my body. I really communicate what my body is sharing, because I cannot and I don't allow myself, I don't give myself permission to hold onto any toxic energy that is going to harm my system. Because honestly, like if we can just take a part of organs and really look and like through the years how that organ looked like, it looked pinky, rosy, it looked beautiful, shiny, healthy, or it looks toxic. So if I'm not having great communication with my body, I'm going to be contributing to my body to look deteriorated, to look aging, to look not good, like to look poor, to look unhealthy. I love myself so much. I freaking love myself so much that my vision for my body is that every single one of my organs, their vision is to see them beautifully pinky and healthy, and whatever does not contribute to that is going to be processed on the spot, and it's going to be addressed on the moment. And I'm not holding into that energy. That's my boundary. That's the other step that I love to invite people to really honor their boundaries and where boundaries come from.
That's fabulous. I love that. And Keisha's saying in the chat room as well that she loves that. Yeah, just the idea of connecting with all of our organs and having them beautiful in pink. I mean, oh my gosh. Why wouldn't we want to choose that, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we are already up to our second break. This is going fast. As usual, it always goes too quickly. So we are speaking with the beautiful Lucia Gabriela. She is a relationship and integrative sexuality coach and conscious sexual healing facilitator. We're talking about a phenomenal conversation exploring the art of conscious relating. When we get back after our break, Lucia has a beautiful gift that she is going to be sharing with all of our listeners, whether you're listening live or in the replay. You definitely want to stick around. So everyone, you're listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on the Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be back right after this short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today here on the Open Mic Spotlight Show, where we are highlighting amazing guests that are doing phenomenal things all around the world. And today we have Lucia Gabriela. We are talking with her all about exploring the art of conscious relating. So before we jump back into our conversation, Lucia, I would love to share with everyone, first of all, how you and I met. We actually met through an amazing creation, Conscious Relationships, Coupling, and Parenting Summit. So maybe you can tell everybody a little bit about that and how they can enjoy what you have deliciously created for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. This is an invitation for all of our listeners today, and whoever is listening to the recording is in this passion of mine of like living and embodying and integrating conscious relationship, conscious communication, and conscious parenting into my life. I have felt the need to, I will call it need, I have felt the desire to create something for people to make it available right on the spot, for them to really have practical tools. And it came out of inspiration, believe it or not. And one day I had this inspiration and said, why don't I just gather so many speakers and we do a summit? Because my big vision is to do a live summit on live and a, like in person-to-person event like this. And I said, let me just get ready, right? Like Abraham talked about. So let's just do the first step, right? Let's just get ready. So what is holding me back? I'm like, this whole thing about creating a live event is too big. So let's just start with something practical. And I'm like, there's so many people that can share this online. So I put it out there, literally the orgasmic energy of attracting amazing speakers into my field that embody and integrate the art of conscious relationship. So I put it out there, and many of you say yes to this, have an orgasmic yes, and I was like, awesome, yeah. So now let's just go through the process. And you were one of the amazing speakers that talked about a divorce with dignity, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful conversation. So this is actually a beautiful, practical summit because it's not just like a conversation, but which we gain a lot from it in the conversation segment. But it is also a webinar style where the speakers had literally PowerPoint and they have like the presentation there and they go through their topic beautifully and practical and examples and real stuff that they can practice every day in their life. And it's so beautiful. It's like literally like a high-end online course. So literally if you have been in the online business and create online products, you know the power of creating an online event, an online product in as a webinar. So there's so much wealth in this summit. Like the speakers, I feel like everybody poured their heart into this. They really share from the wisdom and what they have actually practiced in their own life. And I tell you, even though that I have been doing this for like a while, I'm always learning. I learned so much from you. I learned so much from all the speakers, and it was amazing. I mean, I'm going to re-listen to it because every single speaker has so juicy, the information that they're sharing, that is just like, it's so orgasmic, and it's like, it will really help you. If you're looking for practical tools to live a conscious life, a conscious relationship with yourself, your partner, your ex, and your children, I will invite you to check it out. It out.
It's so robust. Like, there are 33 speakers that, like you said, everybody just poured everything they had into what they were delivering. It's phenomenal. It's like getting an entire encyclopedia all about relationships. It honestly is an amazing creation. I just love it. And is everyone still able to take advantage of the free 7 days as well, Lucia?
Yes, everybody is having the invitation available in front of them to experience it for 7 days. And and if you feel that this resonates with you and you want to own it, you can purchase the summit. And it's just I can tell you that I personally, you, Christine, and I, and whoever have been doing this path of personal development and conscious growth, we know what it takes, and then like all the resources that we have to invest to get to this level. And I tell you that for the price that we're offering it and the discount to every speaker, like Christine it has available to all of you in your audience, it is priceless. Like for $97 with the discount, it is priceless. It's like a no-brainer for anybody who really want to tap into this encyclopedia.
Yes. Well, when you think just you alone, 25 years of your life, not to mention the financial investment and all the education and all the summits and all the books and all the audios that you have invested in, and multiply that by 33. We're talking well over $100,000 of value for sure in this summit. So it's absolutely phenomenal. And at this time of year, especially, I find that relationships in this type, when we're getting close to the holidays, Thanksgiving in the U.S. and then Christmas, I find that relationships get turned up, and what we learn in everything the speakers are bringing definitely can create such an amazing celebration at this time of year when we're willing to really step in consciously with it. Now, if that wasn't enough, everyone, Lucia also has something personal in addition to this summit that she's created that she would like to provide for all of you. She is offering a 45-minute life, relationship, and sexual mastery discovery call for everyone that is listening. And we'll actually have the link where you can book it here in the replay of this show. But, wow, Lucia, Thank you so much. That is phenomenal.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, I feel that when it comes to this realm, like if I was a business coach or a different type of coach, it's like that is more cognitive. It will be a different story, like the way that we offer something. But when it comes to something like so intimate like this, like relationship and sexuality, I always invite my clients and everybody who wants to desire to work with me is to really do your work in the aspect of like tapping into who it is that you really want to work with, who it is that you feel aligned with, who it is that you feel connected and feel vulnerable to, because it's a vulnerable experience to tap into a relationship with your sexuality and your desires and your fantasies and all the things that maybe you have been afraid to even speak about. So it is important for me to get to know the individuals that are saying yes to their journey. And it is that honoring for me to listen to them, where they're coming from, what it is that's holding them back. I'm a naturally, sometimes I get right on like what is happening, and I share some feedback, share some insight of what is happening. And then if they have to feel, invite my clients or anybody who wants to work with me, that feel in their body is a yes, then we can go to the next step, but honor themselves so much. So it is important for me to create a space for those who are interested to work with me to get to know me, to resonate with me, yes or not, to honor themselves to the yes or the no. I'm not a pushy person. I'm like, one of the things about my business coaches always tell me, oh, you're not pushing the sale. I'm like, I'm not pushing anything. It has to grow from within of the individual to do this work because it's not easy. I tell you, if you're ready to do this, it's going to be a delicious, beautiful, transformational work that is not for everyone. It's for those who really, really hungry, like Tony Robbins said, right? Like hungry and eager and desire and willing and able to say yes to themselves more than anything. They're not saying yes to me. They're saying yes to themselves.
Right.
So it's space that we create. We co-create together to honor and explore it. If their path of being in a conscious relationship is a yes, or if the path is a no yet. Because we have to meet you, our listeners, we have to meet you where you are in your life. You may not be in the space in your life right now that you're saying yes to yourself right now. And you have to honor yourself for that. And you may be a yes. And you honor yourself for that too. So my passion is to honor you and adore you for, and hold a space for you to be yourself, be authentic, and just be. And say yes, say no, just be. Just come and play with me, come explore with me. I help you. Yeah, that's my way. So if anybody feels something in their body and excited.
Well, I think one of the as I'm looking over your bio again and asking what else would like to be asked, that what jumped out at me was embracing our shadows. How do we embrace our shadows? And the other question, and they might go together, so I'm going to say both of them at the same time, is, women are often the ones that are seen as the catalyst to begin these types of conversations, and men are often quite uncomfortable to do this body of work. So how do we embrace the shadows, and how do we invite men into, or how do men even invite themselves into this body of work and creating these, conscious relationships?
The shadow. Oh my God, I love this topic of the shadow. We can have a whole show about that. How we invite shadows. I learned at a very young age that if I was not accepting my shadow, I was not accepting the dark part of me, I was not accepting and loving that part of my wholeness, I was incomplete. And I was not really living in integrity with the power that I represent, and I'm an extension of Source. So for me to be able to create a conscious relationship with myself, conscious relationship with the universe within me and outside of me, all aspects of myself must be must be adored, integrated, and have a space for. So when it comes to working with women in shadows, like I lead women's circles and red tent, and we do a lot of shadow work in there. And it's like honoring that part of ourselves. Like, trust me, every day I love the bitch part of me that is like, and sometimes my partner knows when I'm in that shadow, like, because I let him know we have this communication where I'm like, honey, right now I'm giving myself permission to be the bitch that I am, that the egocentric, everything, like the ugly, the bad one, the poisonous one, the revenge. She comes out. Like when she comes out, this part of me comes out. I prepare my partner for it. Like, honey, I'm here in my wholeness, and if I would say, like, I have educated my partner to not judge that part of me because I'm not judging my part of me. I have educated by inspiring him that I'm doing this for myself as a self-love, adoring that part of me, that dark part of me. So he honored that. So in communication, he knows when this side of me, the dark side of me, comes out. And I really pay attention. I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. I have a love relationship with my shadow. I really do. I have been loving my shadow since like maybe almost 8 years, like with that whole integration. And even if my shadow does not feel the unconditional love and it feels rejected and feels pushed away, I can feel in my body hurt. I can feel the pain. I can feel my beautiful organ, my pinky organ going brown. So if I want my pinky organ to be bright and vibrant and orgasmic 24/7, I must. This is my standard of priority. I must honor all aspects of myself by honoring the bitch part of me that sometimes comes out and hold space for her and be like, okay, I hear you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Just saying that to all part of you. I see you. I honor you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your gift. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, I make love to my shadow. I don't know what else to say about the shadow, but
I absolutely love that. I'm going to so embrace her the next time she shows up. I'm just going to be like, yes, there you are.
Yes, and but it's our duty. It's our duty to communicate people that she's coming out. She's coming out and let the world to know. Like we have to communicate with the people that she's coming out and hold the space for her. Let her be seen as she is, with no judgment, no ugliness, like no condition. Just be. Because I tell you this, the shadow is like, I always put the metaphor of, the shadow is like a little child. If you have children, like when your child comes to you, like, mommy, 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 and you're like, oh, fuck off. If you do that to a child, you actually created some emotional traumatic experience to the child. And because we work with emotional trauma recovery, I tell you that even if you don't say it, but your energy is saying that, children read energy. They read the energy of rejection and the energy of manipulation. They read that energy. So if you're not really fully conscious about your energy, you're traumatizing that child on a very deep energetic, psychological, emotional, energetic level. So the shadow is another energy part of ourselves, right? It's like the part of ourselves that actually read and feels energy and breathe energy and runs energy through itself, right? Through our wholeness, right? Like it's like we're merging, we're having sex with our shadows, with all our energies every single minute of our life. That's what sexuality is about, that whole merging, the whole creation. And if you're not honoring and you're rejecting that energy, there's no right and wrong. It's the contrast energy of yourself. So if you're not having this love-making relationship with it, it's good to want more attention. And this is one of the things I love to share with my with women and my couples and men that work with me is that please, if you're gonna walk away with something today, is please look at yourself fully. Look at your shadow fully. Learn to see it as it is. No judgment, no stories, no question, nothing. Just look at it. Being seen in this universe is a most bird desires that we have, because universe source is literally seeing us And when we ourselves pinch ourselves from that reality of that universal reality of being seen, when we pinch ourselves by creating stories, and we pinch our shadow for creating stories and not seeing, it is more traumatic, painful, and they come back. The shadow want to come back and be like, I'm here. I want you to fucking see me right now. We're like, no, I'm afraid of you, blah, 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 blah. And they create all these stories. Shadow's like, no, I come back stronger now. I'm going to come back and I'm going to fuck you up now. So it's like, that's the energy that comes up.
Lucia's awake.
So that's when it comes in like a very unconscious way to really mess it up and create chaos in your life, because the shadow will create chaos. That part of yourself that is a shadow will create chaos in your life for you to really see and appreciate your wholeness. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful relationship when we get to see that. When we get to experience in our body that all part of ourselves are here for the greatness of ourselves. Wow, how can we live like this every day? How can we not allow that to happen?
How can somebody not want to work with you? You are so passionate and so turned on about this body of work. It is so obvious to me that you live this, that you be this in every moment of your life. It's phenomenal. Oh, my God. Do you know what? We only have 3 minutes left of the show. Lucia, I'm telling you, this went way faster than I anticipated. We are so grateful for everything that you're doing and being in the world, and it's very obvious to me you have a lot more to say, my friend. So I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more from you and a lot more from everything that you're creating in the world. Everyone, please go check out Luciana. You can do so at her website, luciagabriela.com. That's LuciaGabriela.com. You can also check her out on Facebook, Lucia Gabrielle Coach, or on YouTube, Lucia Gabrielle Coach. I love that you branded everything the same. The businesswoman in me loves this. So you definitely want to check out everything that she's creating and check out the summit for sure. And most definitely, if any part of this conversation intrigued you, you want to absolutely take advantage of that amazing gift of the 45-minute conversation with her directly. Lucia, any last words before we sign off?
Just take a big breath in today and know that you are fully supported in your journey. It is not Christine, it's not me or any other speaker. Just know that you have support, that you are safe to be your authentic self, that we are awakening, all of us, we're awakening. And those who are maybe one step ahead of you in this journey are here for you to create that container of safety and gratitude and love and adoration for you, to know that you are being seen, you're being heard, you're being understood, and that, yes, it is your time. It is your time to feel that, and it is your time to say yes to yourself if you feel it. And if it's not yet, it's not the time. Just honor that part of you that is not yet. Yes, and just know that you're still going to have the support, and that you have the support, that you're always being supported by Source, by those around you, by your higher self, by all the energies around you, whatever you want to call it, resonate with, angels, archangels, energy, Mother Earth, whatever. We are here for you.
Oh, beautifully said. Thank you so, so much, Lucia. I hope you have an amazing day, my friend. For all the listeners out there, please stay tuned. We are going to have another amazing speakers coming up for you on the Open Mic Spotlight show, and we would love to hear your comments, your questions. Do connect with us. Until we meet again, have an amazing, amazing day. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Open Mic Spotlight radio show. We will be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central. 7 a.m. Mountain and 6 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, continue to create you with joy and inspiration.